My awesome people, how are you? How are you? This is Achieve with Chiagnos. Achieve with Chiagnos is your number one solution provider to matters relating to business, taxation, and anything that will ensure you have succeeded come 2024. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the comments and your feedbacks. I really value and treasure what you are doing to ensure this page is growing. In our previous video, we talked about how you can invest and leverage on money market fund while you are focusing on your core business function. Before I go further, this video has been brought to you by Sam Justin. Sam Justin is your number one solution provider to videography, photography needs, and anything that will make you look awesome. Pate kaluku pale kidogo nini, that is courtesy of Sam Justin. The number is just right above here. Kizungu kidogo. Okay, today I want to talk about taxation because it's been a while, and my main area will be on the new technology that KRA have rolled out on Etims and how we are supposed to file the current VAT. Okay, before we even begin further, let me explain what is VAT. VAT is value added tax. I think we are all together up to there. Value added tax. And let me demonstrate how value is being added. For instance, if you had planted a tree, yes, then you cut down this tree, convert that tree into a plywood, then we shall say you have added value from a tree to now plywood, and plywood can be used maybe in roofing, doing partition and everything, and that is where VAT comes in. So initially we used to file our VAT through iTax, which we are doing up to now. But before I even proceed further, allow me to say that if I say anything that contradicts the law, then the law shall stand. This is just a disclaimer. It doesn't mean that I'm not a professional. I'm a professional who researches a lot regarding accounting matters, taxation, but to be on a safer side, or not to mislead anyone in case, or to be on safer side on my own, I need to put out disclaimer. Well, that is just, but by the way, sasa, for us to file VAT, initially, we used to go to iTax, we log in, we go to File Return tab. Under the File Return tab, we choose the tax head as VAT. We download the VAT 3. From the VAT 3, we will see different classes of VAT. We have general rated supply. Those are the VAT which are subjected to 16%. We have zero rated supply. Those are VAT that are subjected to 0%. And it is worth noting, before we even proceed, if you are dealing with zero rated supply, you are allowed to claim input VAT. If you are not dealing with zero rated supply, suppose you are dealing with exempt, for exempt, you cannot claim input VAT. A very important point to note under that category. So for zero rated supply is another class. We have exempt, and for now we will have like maybe the imports and everything. So those are different classes. And as the same VAT 3, we have the input part. The input part, we have general rated supply. That one was generated sales. Not sales, rather. Generated supply is the same as generated sales. Here we have generated purchases. So input VAT is about purchases, while output VAT is about sales. So under input VAT, we also have generated purchases. We have other rated purchases. Initially, remember this is initially, that other rated supply was falling under the category of fuel, but because fuel was scrapped off, now it has been increased to 16. We categorize it as general rated purchases. We have zero rated, we have exempt, and so forth. Now we used to prepare CSV, input the details of the sales, PIN, date, description of goods, taxable amount, and then we save it in a format called, the recommended format called comma delimited, and then upload that CSV in VAT3. Same case applies to output. But how are KRA leveraging on technology? If I say leveraging in this context, we don't mean for those people who have done advanced FM, we have levered farm and levered farm, geared and geared, meaning the same, different things, but we don't mean that context. We say leveraging is how are they utilizing the technology. That is the simple term of leveraging, to enhance the compliance. Now, for this year, they have leveraged on technology through Etims. Etims is electronic tax invoice management system, but we have TIMS, the older one, called tax invoice management system. So under the Etims, you will be required to just confirm these details. Already it is VAT auto-populated. Let me explain that. VAT auto-populated. For VAT, we know it's value added tax. From auto, it is derived from the word, if we say automatic, for instance, if we have a washing machine and it's automatic, it does everything without you. Maybe you'll be engaged in small part like putting in the clothes inside, turn it on and turn the water on, and it automatically wash and dry. The same case, VAT auto-population. Yeah, auto-population. For auto-population, in this context, we mean pre-filled details in the CSV format. So let me explain this CSV format. Under this CSV, they are categorized into different sections. I don't know, we have section B, section F. Now, these sections, what I know it entails, those maybe suppliers who have PIN and they are registered for VAT, it's categorized different. Another different category is those without PIN and they are not registered for VAT, is another different category, right? Those with PIN and they are not registered for VAT, like, I think you are getting those categories. So under those categories, which are categorized under section maybe B, F, and everything, you'll be required to combine, because under each category in that CSV format that is auto-populated, yours is just to confirm it carries a maximum of 50,000 transactions. Suppose you see two similar categories of B, you'll be required to combine it as one. And for the output, as we start with the output first, for that output, what we'll be required to do is to combine those CSV into one, and when you are uploading them under the category of general rated supplies, what you will do is just to confirm you are not allowed to deduct any amount under the output category. In fact, they have made a provision that you will be required to only add, because those transactions, you will be seeing them under the breakdown, are what you generated yourself as your sales. When someone came to purchase through you, you issued an invoice which was validated and transmitted to KRA on real-time basis. And through this thing that has happened here, the transmission thing, that is how they have integrated the technology to auto-populate those details, and you will not be required to fill them manually the way we used to do. Imagine like millions transaction, you have to fill them manually. It was really cumbersome, and through this we really thank them because it will ease the work, but at the same time people might lose work again. So I don't know how this technology behaves. Like, it comes with advantages and disadvantages. Anyway, another critical part that I think it is worth noting is that they have introduced something called PI under the category of control unit invoice number. Initially, we just type the control unit invoice number, but now we will have PI and then alphabets like, or the letters like KRA, then CU number, and then the number itself. The main reason why they have done this, they don't want a scenario when you are going to upload those CSV terms into zero or into scientific format. This thing used to give people a lot of headache while filing VAT. Now, the same way we will do under the output, we are going to apply it under the input. We are just going to confirm. For instance, we have confirmed that these are the sales that we made during this month. Under these sales, you might find out that those details are not populated on that CSV that is there. But we have those clients who are not registered for VAT, and they did not give you the PIN while you are issuing the invoice. So we categorize them under unregistered customers. So under unregistered customers, in that VAT 3, we have their provision you are supposed to declare, because VAT Act requires that you declare all the sales that you have made. So through complying, you will just have to do that, and you shall have complied in terms of output. Another thing, for the input, you will be required to do the same thing, but the difference is here. This difference is one. Because we have said the output you are only allowed to add, but don't delete any cells. But under the input, you will be in a position to delete or add. And the main reason why they have provided the option of deleting, so that you reduce your input. And if you reduce your input, you are increasing your VAT to be charged, because the higher the input, the lower the VAT amount. So you will just confirm these are my inputs, and those inputs auto-populated there in that CSV format, those are the ones which were validated and transmitted while you were making purchase. So when you are making purchase, ensure you have given, we have 4 points here. You have given out your KRA PIN. That is the first thing. You have ensured that the person who is selling to you has validated and transmitted that invoice to KRA, because that is the only thing that will allow you to claim it as an input, and it will appear under the auto-populated section. And through this, we are seeing indeed you can now file your VAT maybe in a span of like 20 minutes you are done, maybe for a big organization, like an hour, and not like initially you can take the entire day for this company which transact a lot. So to do a recap, we have said KRA are leveraging on technology to increase the compliance rate among businesses. We have clearly said they have introduced something called VAT auto-population. And this VAT auto-population, it has different sections depending with different factors like maybe PIN and the registration for VAT. We have clearly said that for output VAT, you will be required to add and not subtract. And then we also emphasized that under that category, you will be required to combine those CSV as one. If they fall under same section, then upload them. Again, for the output, we will follow the same procedure. The difference is here you are allowed to deduct or add. And we have said the condition for adding is you have to give the person whom you are buying to the PIN, your KRA PIN, and ensure that he has validated that invoice and transmitted that invoice on a real-time basis, so that you will be allowed to claim it as input VAT and then upload that CSV. We have something called credit, the credit, VAT credits, and if you have any from the previous filing you have been doing, you are allowed to carry it forward so as to reduce your VAT to be charged. And that is the new way they are trying to increase compliance. Again, for something that I didn't mention, maybe probably for you to qualify for VAT, you need to have a turnover. Turnover, in short, is just like saying sales. Your annual sales should be 5 million and above. So if you normally have sales that are 5 million and above, you can register for VAT. Not you can register, you are required by the law to register for VAT obligation. And through that, you shall have complied. We have different type of taxes. Suppose you are not qualified for that, you can register for turnover tax. I don't know, the threshold is 50 million per year or less than a million, something like that. I'm yet to confirm. You can file those different taxes. Remember, under this VAT, you also have different types of VAT, like withholding VAT, which are normally charged by withholding VAT agents. And withholding VAT agents are appointed by the commissioner after assessing their suitability of withholding the VAT. So to file that type of return, we are professionals and we have experience in filing the VAT. You can feel free to contact me. My details are on the screen above and in the link in the description of this YouTube channel, and I'll be more than glad to serve you. Thank you so much for listening to me. And
badannya besar, tangannya kecil. Kalau mangan